We're gonna sand some headlights, Jeremy. That's what we're gonna do.
All right, so maybe we should open up that kit and see what's in there.
Yeah, let's check out what's in this kit. Sorry for the blurry. I don't know why the iPhone's camera is like so blurry. But... So, Headlight Restorer Kit. As we unbox here, Jeremy, kind of describe what we're unboxing here. We got the little card.
So we got all of our instructions that are printed out there for you. 10 milliliter bottle of our Headlight Restorer coating. And just so you guys are aware, that is way more than you need to do a set of headlights. Believe it or not, you should be able to do about 10 to 12 headlights with that.
There's a bunch of stuff jammed in this kit.
Yeah, so those are the applicators.
Nice.
So you would put the coating on there. You got your dropper. And you have 6 pieces of sandpaper, 2 pieces of 500, 2 pieces of 1,000, 2 pieces of 2,000 to finish sand with.
And some gloves.
And gloves.
They want to know how much is the kit, and is this user friendly?
Well, we're going to determine user friendly right now. Jamie's going to determine user friendly right now. As far as the kit goes, I want to say that MSRP is $18.80.
$18?
Yes, nuts. Crazy value.
Lord.
This is why we keep having to air freight orders over from Istanbul.
Yeah, everybody
the product is just really doing a darn good job for people, and they're buying a lot of it.
So you can see this isn't the worst headlight in the world. I took this off my truck because I was planning on doing this garage, but then the way we were, Eddie scared me. He was like, I ain't coming today. So I just yanked it off my truck real quick so I could do it in here. So
I almost didn't make it, bro. I almost got hit by a car coming back.
So it's not the worst headlight in the world, right, Jeremy? But we do have a lot of oxidation up here. You can tell the clear coat. The sun's probably been beating the top of this headlight for a good long time. It's faded. It's worn out. So a headlight like this, would you call this like a moderate damage? Where are you assessing it at?
Yeah, I'd say light to moderate. Obviously, we've seen them so yellow that they look like they're, amber fog lamps, but I think that this is a pretty medium to light case of headlight restoration.
So do we just start at the bottom and work our way up every case, or where do you think we should start, Jeremy?
How much time we got?
I got all day. I'll do all of them.
You got all day. I'm gonna go to...
I think there's a couple of different ways we can go about this. So I'm going to really leave it up to you, since you are the man wearing the gloves and having to do all the work.
Yeah.
I will tell you that if you sand it with only 2,000 right now and wipe on the coating, you'll probably see a pretty nice effect. But it won't be crystal clear, because obviously there's some stuff that's a little deeper into that clear lens that you're just not going to be able to get out.
Yeah.
And yes, Aaron, we will absolutely be using the headlight kits next week.
You mean the kit the next week, the one that Jamie didn't send me the email? We're supposed to
I have some pretty good gouges in this headlight too. You can see scratching.
Hit it 1,000, 2,000.
Tell this went into the woods at one time. So I think what's the chat want to see?
If you want the absolute best results, do the whole thing at 500. Step it up to 1,000, and then refine all the 1,000 grit sand scratches with 2,000. It's going to be a little bit more time intensive, but you don't actually have to do that whole headlight either for what we're doing right now. You can just do a section.
Alex has a good question. Can we throw this on the PXC? See, that's what I thought too.
It doesn't have Velcro backers, unfortunately.
No Velcro.
If it gets to stick, then sure.
Well, it's sticking right now, but it really won't stick. It's really not.
Yeah, that does not have a Velcro backer to it. And so something for a lot of the pros that already have sandpaper already. Yeah, absolutely. You can use your tools to do your sanding and make this really, really fast.
Berto said all the way. All right, we're doing all the way. And we're dry sanding, wet sanding. What's the proper
500 you could do kind of either.
I'm going in. Here we go.
The hardest thing to do, though, just as we do our sanding, is you're going to have a lot of finger pressure on those 3 points where your 3 fingers are.
Yeah.
So it's going to be deeper when you sand. And ultimately what that means, Jamie, is when you hit it with 1,000 grit, wherever you have those finger marks, it's going to be deeper. So you're going to have to do a little extra work with 1,000 grit in order to get those 500 grit
because
sand scratch.
500 is aggressive. Like this is real sandpaper right here.
Oh, yeah,
500
right.
It does it to restore it back to factory new, kind of, right? So what we're doing is we're causing damage, then going down and refining, and then the coating's filling in where the abrasion is to give that clarity. Is why I assume this works, right?
That's exactly how it works. So you're right. We're trying to use this really aggressive sandpaper, this 500 grit sandpaper, to get through all the deepest layers of trash in that clear lens. Once we do that, what we're trying to do is refine the scratches that we left behind from the sandpaper. And that's why we're doing that succession from 500 to 1000 and then finish sanding with 2000. So that's going to give us the best of all worlds. We're going to be able to remove all that deep trash out, and we're going to be able to leave a surface that's sanded well enough, finished sanded well enough that the wipe on coating is going to be able to bite into it, provide a crystal clear surface, and that 3 years of UV protection.
I would stand not just up and down, left and right. I mean, just different directions, right? So you even it out. But what do I know? I burn paint.
What do you think, Jeremy? Yeah, well, yeah, you got to ask the expert here, Jeremy. What do you want me to do?
You just
well, I'd love it if you could put it on that Pixie, but I don't think that's going to happen. So
that'd be great. That would have been fantastic if these had some Velcro.
Mike wants to know: is a panel wipe required after sanding before applying the coating?
We really want you to do that to make sure that we don't have any other contaminants on there, especially if you're going to do machine sanding. Now, machine sanding is still supposed to be a cold process. You know, you shouldn't be generating a lot of heat and friction, especially if you're going to be wet sanding. There should be lubrication there. It should be cooling the surface. So you shouldn't be really generating heat. But if you have any plastics, like plasticizers or anything like that, that are in the lens and they're on the surface, we want to get those off. We want to make sure that we have as virgin of a plastic surface as possible, so that way we get the best performance out of the coating when we wipe it on. So, Jamie, you still on that 1000?
No, he's on 500. He's molesting that, bro. Just hit it and then go to the next one.
Look, nah, you can still see. I still see some nasty right
there. Your pressure points on the top lens is a lot more than the bottom, by the way.
I love it.
No, this is just more damage than this down here.
Nah, that's just cut. Stop the cap, bro.
I'm lightening it up down here. It was kind of clear.
No, do it right, bro. Make it even.
Well, I can tell you, I can see on that upper lens a clear line of where it's been, worked on before and what was not worked on.
Oh, so this exposes lazy detailers is what you're saying, right? Because you'll see it with the sanding marks how far they went.
Yeah, I mean, you can see like right about where Jamie's fingers are right now, right?
Yeah,
that line.
That's what I'm trying to work off.
Yeah. Now, some coatings are really, really hard, and they're going to be kind of a bear to remove. So,
all right.
There you go. You ready to wet sand?
1000.
1,000.
Make a phone call.
One trick that we can do here is you've been going left to right.
Yeah.
I go north to south. And now if you see any sand scratches that are going going left and right, so you're doing it again.
Oh, this way.
There. So now if you see any sand scratches that were in the direction of your original sanding pattern, you haven't used enough 1000 grit sanding yet in order to remove those. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So all we're trying to do now, we're not trying to do anything other than refine that 500 grit sand scratch. So ultimately what we want to do is sand until we don't see any of those sand marks the other way.
Again,
so let me ask you this.
No tools, no machine, just a little sandpaper and some time.
Can you still feel it biting even though it's 1000 grit?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. It's actually a really super sharp, and it stays sharp for a long time, the sandpaper. I mean, eventually it's going to wear out, and we give you enough to basically do a car's worth of sanding.
Yeah, for sure.
But it stays sharp. I've been very impressed with the longevity. It doesn't wear out instantly. I wasn't sure what to expect the first time I was doing product testing with the headlight kits, but man, I've been impressed every single time. Now, the lovely thing for detailers with this kit is, you can bang out a set of headlights. The kit is going to cost you, like I said, it's less than $20, right? You have enough coating in there to do 10 to 12 headlights. So it's a even better value if you can, use that coating up before it expires. We're typically going to give you about a week to use that coating up before we recommend you not use it anymore. But if you have a few coating jobs, headlight restoration jobs to do, and you can use that coating up, it becomes an even more incredible value. So if you are going to do this with machine sanding, you can probably do a set of headlights in maybe 30 minutes. And typically what we're seeing for restoration services, the fee that we typically see charged is anywhere from $100 to $150 on average. So if you've got 30 minutes of labor into this with $20 worth of material, you're in good shape. So Jamie, I see you're now moving into 2000 grit. There's a couple different ways that we can think about this. We can do circular motions with your hand to make sure that we have a really good uniform finish and we don't leave any straight line hand scratches. There you go. That's the best way for us to do this. So as you're working this, what I'd like you to do is kind of see through that slurry that you're leaving there. And I want you to make sure that you're not leaving any more straight line scratches. If you see any more straight line scratches, that means that we're going to probably end up seeing those even after the coating's on there. Remember, with a piece of sandpaper, that abrasive on those lower grits, those coarser grits, they cut deeper, but they also cut wider. So that V mark that they make is just a lot bigger canyon. So what we're trying to do is remove all of that and replace it with a much shallower sand scratch that's much tighter. And that's ideal for the coating. So leaving a really well-finished 2000 grit finish means that the coating is going to go in there and be able to do the job that it needs to do. If you're leaving behind 500 grit sand scratches, 1000 grit sand scratches, ultimately, that's not what the coating was designed to fill. It'll still get in there. It'll still fill a little bit, but it won't have that crystal clear appearance that we're shooting for. So obviously there's a lot more work involved doing the sanding than there's going to be when we do the wipe on of the coating.
All right. How do you think we're looking, Jeremy? I think that slurry is looking pretty clear through the slurry.
Well, you know how good that iPhone camera quality is right now.
Yeah, it's so good.
we're gonna rely on your eyes. Do you see any straight line scratches? If you do, just touch them up with 2000 until they're gone. Okay. Now I know this is just for demonstration purposes, and we're not trying to turn this into a massive tutorial on headlight restoration, but if we want to have the best results, we have to make sure that our straight line scratches are gone. Okay. But ultimately, these are the headlights off of your own truck, so you're the one that's going to see these every day.
All right, I think we're pretty good now.
All right, it's good enough to do a test, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what we need to do next is we need to open up that bottle of coating and put the dropper in.
Okay.
And how long is the coating good after you open up and put the dropper in?
Ooh, see, you were dealing with DoorDash while Jamie and I were talking about this.
Mm-hmm. And I wasn't dealing with DoorDash. You guys are full of crap, but I'll forgive you this time, Jeremy.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate your grace.
How you get this out?
I want to say off the top of my head, it's a week again for most of our products. Jamie, are you in your garage?
No, this is the shed. This is the podcast shed.
Do you have a really small flathead screwdriver?
Nope. Got this needle.
Do you have anything that resembles like a flathead screwdriver?
This. There we go.
Yeah.
This is called Detailing in a Swamp 101. You have no tools, no flathead, no panel prep. Do you have panel prep, brother?
Yeah, I got the panel prep.
Is this self-leveling, or do you have to let it sit for a certain amount of time and then wipe it?
Self-leveling, don't ever touch it again. We want this to, it's going to level over a couple of minutes, and then it'll be like 20 minutes it's dry.
I'm just panel prepping. Is panel prepping ideal, or is it mandatory?
It's mandatory. You took all this time and effort to sand these headlights. One very simple step to ensure that you don't have any contaminants on there that are going to jack with your installation. All right. So here's what you're going to do with that white cloth. You're actually going to fold it in half, kind of take it and pinch it between your fingers. And you're going to take a kind of a smallish amount of the coating, give it a little shake. And then you're going to drip the headlight restorer coating on the spine of where you folded that together. Yes.
I would have messed this up already. You would have gave me instructions like this. I'm like, what's the spine?
All the way down the spine there.
Yep.
Nice and saturated.
Now what I want you to do is you're going to start on the edge of the headlight, and you're going to just take small wipes like this. You can technically just go across the entire thing. Mm-hmm. Either way is fine, but we want you to keep a wet edge. Let's just do the one single pass method.
Okay.
Make one pass.
Here we go.
We have
nice
a question.
And slow.
Is there any benefit to more than one layer of the coating, or will it screw up the first layer?
Look at that.
One. It's only going to accept one coat.
I gotta say that was pretty impressive.
Did you see that? That was nuts.
It's got to stay like that.
No, it's going to get better.
Oh crap! So now what? Okay, now what? Overlapping?
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's not going to be like painting where you need to do like a 50% overlap. It's just
that is nuts, bro. Oh, did he freeze? I'm frozen.
So just don't rush it. You're doing absolutely perfect, Jamie. Just don't rush it. You take your time during this step. You wipe it on, and you're good to go. And you haven't had to reload either, right?
No.
So that's why I tell you can do like a dozen headlights with this.
That is nuts. Do you see that clarity? That's bananas.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna I didn't think I was doing.
I honestly thought it was gonna be a flop, Jeremy.
Thanks, Eddie.
One of us has to be the guy that goes against the grain, but this one is wild. $18. This is so cheap.
Bam. Oh my Lord.
We make it. You got 10 milliliters of product. It's inexpensive to ship. It's inexpensive to manufacture a small quantity like that. There's no reason for it to be, $50.
All right. Now what?
Now you don't touch it. Now we have a lot of people that will ask us, can I wipe it with a microfiber? Don't touch it. Leave it alone. Right now, it's doing its thing to cure, bond to the surface, level. It looks like, from here, Jamie, it looks like you did a fantastic job. I think that when I usually get a phone call from people who maybe are not getting the results that you just got, typically they've applied too much product and it's just too heavy and wet on the surface. But the self-leveling effect doesn't happen when it's so thick. So this is like the perfect amount. You're hired.
There we go. I'm coming to the demos now.
Hey,
we
have
ready.
While we're doing this, a lot of people do detailing outside or don't have garages that can fit trucks and things of that nature. Yep. How long does it have to wait until it gets wet, and can they do it outside?
I think we are. Yeah, you can do it outside. This is going to dry to the touch in about 20 minutes. And if I remember correctly, it's 4 hours to full cure.
Dang. All right. So we just finished those. So I've got my coating and my applicators left over. What do I do with them now?
Save them for the next set of headlights. Actually, so there's multiple applicators, right?
Multiple applicators, yeah.
Yeah. So you have enough there to do multiple headlights. The one thing that I will highly recommend is if you're going to do a set of headlights and you're going to do like a driver's side and then wait and do the passenger side, use a fresh applicator. Make sure that that doesn't interfere with how nicely this is going to go in this example, right? I don't want you to use an applicator that's going to leave drag marks behind, or kind of like a brush stroke mark behind. Just use the applicators that we have provided to you. Use a fresh one, and you're going to get nice streak-free results without having those heavy brush marks. If you start wiping on the coating and you see like heavy brush marks, you're probably using too much product. Back it down. Maybe even, you know, roll that to a fresh spine on that applicator, or grab another applicator and use less product this time. The worst thing that you can do is apply too much product. And it's kind of hard to use too little product. As you can see, you loaded up that applicator with just a small amount of product, and you never had to reload it. That was enough to do the entire headlight. And that's a pretty substantially sized headlight. And I want to say it's like 20 minutes and it'll be dry. And then I think full cures in 4 hours.